Hi guys, Reaper here, thanks for tuning in. Quite an exciting one today. I've just got my Raven. This is on the real server, the real deal server, not the test server. And this is the first time I've had a shiny new ship since I got the Machariel. So I did a series on the battleships, some of the ones I thought were worthwhile flying anyway. I skipped the Armageddon and of course the Scorpion, which I didn't think were worthwhile flying. And my decision was to go with this ship. What's also really great is I only started training my large missile skills yesterday, so let's have a run through all of my skills for battleships, as many players out there that are just hitting Tech 9 will have perhaps some skills trained or some similar skills to what I have. So for the Battleship Command, I've got that at 4. That affects my velocity bonus on the ship. I've got my Advanced Battleship Command at 5. And then I've got the Expert Battleship Command at 3. So they're skills that I use for the Machariel. So that's always helping. If I want to put an afterburner on, those are at 554. If we have a look at my shield operation, that's at 5. Advanced shield operation 4. And I've not done much more there, which I really should do because that's affecting my tank on both ships. And for my defense upgrade, I've got them at pretty basic 4-4. Nothing to write home about there specifically. Again, pretty quick to train up. And then looking at the engineering, that's another skill that's at 4-4. So again, all of these skills are pretty easily obtained. None of them are super duper. So if you're just jumping into a Raven, or you're wondering what a Raven would be like jumping into it, you can see some of my electronic warfare skills, mainly for the target painter that I use on the ship as well. But if you're jumping into a Raven for the first time, and you haven't specifically skilled towards the weapons, but you have some standard supporting skills, this will give you a great idea of just what the ship will be like when you first try to use it, and also how effective it is in space. My missile skills are only trained to 3 for the operation and 3 for the upgrade. So that's like 24 hours worth of training tops. And then it's another 40 days for me to get the operation to rank 4, which further helps the ship attributes. So as this is a ship that I've just got and my skills are pretty entry level at best, I thought let's build this ship to do news missions, some of the harder ones, perhaps some of the 20 million ISK reward missions, but let's skip some of the harder storyline missions for now. And if I was running a storyline mission, I would be dropping my DPS a fair bit, and therefore I'd probably just fly my Machariel. I'm keen to fly this ship for my maiden voyage, if you like, and give it a test to see how effective it is to show you guys. But personally, I think I will be continuing to fly my Mach until I've got the skills on this ship a little bit higher, as I have that privilege. You can see 6 minutes and 50 seconds worth of capacitor there. That's not factoring in the battery, so when you see me testing this momentarily, you'll notice that my cap, I can pretty much run all my modules all the time, which isn't too much of a bother. My scan resolution is appalling at 155mm, and that's with a scan res rig as well. Navigation, actually pretty good. Without an afterburner, I'm doing 174.72 meters per second, so I am slowly able to move around the field. I've dropped the afterburner for this particular fit just for the fact that these Rapids have such a good range of almost 34 kilometers. So very versatile. If you're not as privileged as me and just have a Mach kicking about that you can fly, and you've been flying, you know, normal battle cruisers, this will be a massive step up, and it will make your life so much easier. And there's so much value in spending the 700 odd million ISK to manufacture this ship. I'd recommend putting in some Tech 2 rigs, 2 cap control circuits, and the 1 targeting rig with the skills this low. And in the combat rigs, you always want to have 2 reload rigs and 1 damage rig for your optimal DPS boost. So if I was going to use this ship flying a storyline mission, if I was brave enough to attempt it, I would swap one of my ballistic controls for a reactive shield hardener to give me some more resists there, as I do have quite a big EM and thermal gap if I'm fighting against missile ships. Just going to refresh a mission now, see what we can find, because I want to take this ship out and ideally look for a 5 million ISK mission. I'd even take on a 20 million ISK, perhaps not an Amarr one like Jack the Ripper, heaven forbid. Looking through the list, I can't really see much. We've got a Caldari one, so I've accepted that, and let's undock this ship for the first time. So let's take this ship out into space. This is the maiden flight, so undocking from Jita and lo and behold, loads and loads of ships, but you can see a rough scale of size compared to a Prophecy there. There's a Tornado flying past as well. Let's zoom over to this mission, which might take a while as it's 7 jumps, and my speed in high sec's going to be 4 AU a second, and it takes me 12 seconds to align, so I will be moving about pretty slowly, but I'll make up for that in the damage that I'll be doing if I was perhaps upgrading from something like a Cyclone or a Drake to this particular ship. So we've arrived. I'm going to warp into this 4.5 million ISK mission at 0 kilometers and be within range of everything. Again, with the tank on this ship, I've got a large blue shield booster. All of my modules on this ship are blues, and I've got some good meta in the mids. I'm not going to show you every single weapon there, but you can see my resists on the right, and 113,000 effective hit points, which I could probably get up to about 130, 140 if I had the reactive spooled up on a particular mission, or I had a third adaptive. Many ways you can configure this and do what you want, but this is the part I've been waiting for. So I've not shot a ship on the... That's a hard thing to say, shot a ship. But you get what I mean. As you can see, we're locking down these ships now. I want to shoot a frigate to start with. None of these frigs are micro warp driving, but they are headed towards me at a good speed. So I'm applying my tackle here. I think that's like an interceptor, or sorry, it's a manticore in fact. So yeah, well there we go. One hit with very standard skills. It looks like that frig's gone down in 3 hits, and the reload speed on these missiles with a ballistic running is very fast. I think it's around 3 seconds. So that's really not that long at all. And you can see now I'm applying what looks to be, I would imagine, kind of near the maximum DPS of about 3.3k damage per volley. And yeah, getting through these guys really, really fast. So it's quite amazing, really. I've had this ship a day. I've had a day worth of training in my large missiles, and I'm having absolutely no problem taking out frigs. In fact, I think for some of the other frigs, like interceptors, this might actually do a better job at dealing with the frigates in direct comparison to my Machariel, which has really good gunnery skills. And so that's a really, really positive test. It's nice to be able... I think as well, the capacitor on the Raven's really good. I've got 13k cap compared to my Machariel's 15k cap, but the recharge on it's a little bit different. I can get really good timings without having the large Nosferatu, and I can seemingly run my cap as long as I need to. And yeah, I just think that it's really quite effective as a battleship, especially one you can get early on. Really glad I made this choice and went with the Raven. I was going to go with the Typhoon because I thought that the Typhoon would apply damage so much better to frigs that it would outperform this ship, being more like the Cyclone compared to the Drake. And I've raved on about the Cyclone being better than the Drake for as long as I can remember. But in this instance, this Raven is, yeah, truly a formidable ship. Of course, you could fit the longer range missiles. You could do it whichever way you wanted. I put out that previous Raven video which gave you all of the comparisons if you want to check that out. So yeah, this is working really quite effectively, and you can see there my hot DPS with 1 ballistic running is 1.45k DPS, And there we go, 33.43 kilometer range on the Rapids. So yeah, these are going really, really far. On the test server, I think I had 44 kilometer range with the better skills, all at, the max skills. So yeah, can really poodle around the field, and wherever ships are, you're going to be hitting them for full damage, unlike the Mac, which has the 5k optimal for the full damage, and then you're subject to the fall off on it. Okay, so another wave spawning now, and we've got a Cormorant, so I'm locking all the ships. My targeting skills suck. I should be able to target 6 ships by now. Hey ho, so many things to skill for. I've unlocked the Raven, I've locked the Cormorant, who is micro warp driving at the moment, so this is a fairly good example of what the ship can do. So you can see him zooming past, so we're going to get our full tackle on him now. Put on 2 webs, the painter and the scram, to shut off the micro warp drive. He's a sitting duck, so if an elite ship, an elite frig, is burning over to you and you shut off his micro warp drive, hit him with the target painter and double web it, you are going to be able to hit it with these missiles. It won't do as much damage, maybe 500 damage a hit, plus you'll have your drones that you can put on them. You will get those targets down. I think as my skills improve, they'll go down even faster, but I know that they're the biggest pain to deal with in the Mac if they can get into an orbit. Such a pain to kill. The tracking, just, you know, tracking in general on large turrets is a pain, but these Rapids, it's like you're shooting medium missiles very rapidly, is the analogy one of my corp mates used, which I liked. So yeah, okay, I'm very impressed with this ship. Hopefully you guys are too. Hit me up in the comments below. I'll speak to you soon. Cheers for watching. Thanks guys.